Naughty things.
Ooh, perfect segue, John. Hey everyone, welcome back to a BentBox Comics video with our YouTube channel that is here on this YouTube platform. Pretty cool. My name's Chris.
My name is John. You said not. I said naughty, and you said perfect segue.
So what we're gonna talk about today.
Every time you say segue, first of all, I think of a
sounds
guy
sexual.
riding on a Segway. I like Segway, and I'm just like
I went a different route with that one.
in my head.
I'd rather have your mental picture than
Ew.
mine's different.
Ew.
So we're back with another fun video, I guess. We don't really know exactly what we're going to talk about today. It's going to be topical, I guess, depending on when this comes out. Don't.
Chris is really against licking our mics. It's a problem.
What is the problem? Me being against it, or you licking the mic, or CJ?
Well, in my mind, it's your problem.
Making mac and cheese
with his mouth.
I don't like it.
Mac and cheese bubbles. Well,
so CJ brought. Well, you have a Twitter post that we could discuss.
That's right.
We got some talks about Diamond Distributions.
Ooh.
I figure we'll talk about them and that whole stitch, along with the competitive.
That's naughty.
Part where Massive joined up with Lunar.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did we get accepted by them?
Actually, we'll talk about it. I got another email. We'll see.
For your left leg and a finger.
Yeah, for real.
And you do all the work.
And you do all the work.
We'll get your book into a store.
We'll get into it. But for now, what do you want to talk about first? So CJ's running this ship.
Yeah,
today.
Sure.
CJ, run it.
What do you want to talk about?
What a great question I gave to you. I'm glad you're listening.
Back at you.
Diamond Distributors went bankrupt. Good
thing that indie comics don't need them.
Well, here's the thing.
To an extent. I was trying to
caveat.
We got our own crowdfunding.
Well, here's the thing. Diamond started taking up the weight of picking up indie books. They were actually carrying a decent amount of indie books and helping them get put into stores. Because some of the other the bigger names dropped them and went to Penguin Random House or Lunar or whatever. So they were struggling a bit. At least this is from what I understand. And so they were picking up some of the slack and helping indies.
Yeah.
Do you think that might have had a cause and effect situation go on where now they weren't necessarily running things well, which is why they kept losing business. That's why they were losing business. But then the fact that they picked up some indies and some people were able to use them to get their books into local comic book shops. Now they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like really one of the scariest things about business is putting any kind of trust or giving any kind of anybody the ability to do what they want with your books and I would say actually leaning into that and giving them that what am I looking for? It's just giving them control. That's the word. Giving anyone control outside of your own getting your books out there. It's just scary. Even getting involved with people nowadays is scary because if that person just jumps off a ledge and says something so unhinged and out of whack and you're associated, well, it's scary in today's day and age. But I think the same thing of putting your books into one basket or putting your eggs in one basket, you shouldn't be doing that anyways. But it's
well, I mean, some indies were probably going crowdfunding as well, but then just using that to supplement and put in comic book shops. But so with the fallout of Diamond, we ended up seeing, I don't know how many of our viewers saw or have any inside information on, but Lunar I don't know if it's Lunar or Lunar. I just pronounce it Lunar. Partnered with
monsters.
Partnered with Luna. It's not her company, but partnered with Massive to create something called Massive Indies Distribution. And they're working with Lunar. I thought you were going to sneeze. They're working with Lunar to create a program to where you can apply to be a part of this program and then have them distribute your book to local comic book shops, similar to what was happening under Diamond. Now, this is cool and all, you know what I mean? They're trying to fill the void, right? That's business. You see a vacuum, you fill it.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
With what? Dirty stuff on the floor?
No, it's a drug cartel term. I saw it on Narcos.
Oh.
So anyway, they came in and started this program. Similar to like Global Comics, I wanted to try and be, if I see something that I think has potential, I'll jump on it as fast as I can. Are you breaking my chair?
Yeah. I pulled my pants and my pants broke.
Cool. I want to jump on it as fast as I can. And especially if it has potential. I was like, all right, let me get in on this early. So I immediately emailed through their application program for Massive Indies to maybe see if we can bring BentBox to local comic book stores. That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
Would it be cool?
I don't know. I'm in a weird camp over here.
Okay, no, that's fine. Then let's talk about it. So that'd be cool to me. I think it'd be cool, but not. Here's the problem, though. We got almost immediately accepted. Not the problem. That's just step one. But we got an email back saying like your book. They took a look at our library. They said, "Oh wow, you have good quality. We think you would be a prime candidate for the Massive Indie program. We're gonna draft up an agreement and send that over to you, and we can start working together." I was like, "Awesome,
yeah,
great news."
I
We
saw
had
the
like
email.
John and I had a meeting about it. We were like pretty excited. We are like, "All right, cool." And then I told John as he was reading the email, I was like, "Scroll down."
Yeah, I knew exactly what he meant.
I was like, "Go a little further." So at the bottom of the email, now obviously I didn't sign the agreement yet, so I can talk about whatever I want. So I mean, and it's already out there, I think mostly, but it's $500 per title, not per book. So like Artificial 2 or Artificial the series. If I wanted 1 and 2 out, I would need $1,000. If I wanted 1 and 2, including the propaganda edition, I would need $2,000. Also, you do all the work.
You literally have to do all the production, everything like that. All you're doing, from what I understand from the email,
It seems like they're just shipping.
They're contact. They're the contact.
Yeah.
It's like the middleman. You're giving them and doing all the work, and you're giving them the book, and then they're the contact to get it in the store, possibly, right? Because it's like Diamond, like you were saying, you have a website. The vendor can go on, look what they want to buy, and they put it in there.
Yeah. So basically, you have to print all the books.
Diamond.
You get an order saying like, oh yeah, we've actually are planning on shipping this to this many this many stores. You know, here is the order. We have to fulfill it with printing. We have to ship it to Massive.
Yeah.
To like the main hub, and then they distribute it. So it's this weird middleman situation where I've talked with a couple indie creators, and we're not really sure what the pros are.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yet.
That's the camp I'm in. I feel like the big con of indie comics, right? Because I think the mainstream and these bigger companies really see the potential in indies. There are amazing indie comics out there right now, but the con is you don't do the work, or no, sorry, you are not going to be the personality behind your book. So we're going to just take all of that and get it out there, and you're going to pay us, and you'll be famous, right? Or you'll get your books in stores, and it's going to change things for you. I feel like that's the big con. I feel like ultimately the selling and success of your books comes down to you. And it comes down to you being the face of it, you being the promotion, right? I just heard something recently, the difference between the brand selling your books or the creator selling your books, right? So luckily for us, we're trying to do both. I mean, the brand is there, and we are out here as creators selling it as well.
Yeah.
But like a great analogy was Meta is Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark
Zuckerberg. He's like, you think of Mark Zuckerberg. Twitter. X is Elon Musk, right? The brand isn't really selling it as much as the person behind it. And then you have something like Nike, that's just Nike. The brand is selling the
used
product.
to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah, exactly.
Was Nike.
So it's the difference between that. And I feel like ultimately, like what I'm really learning and what I really want to shoot for is truly being the face of your books and your industry, the thing you love, because that's what, if you're authentic, and you have to be authentic, that's what the most successful creators in indie comics, that's who are successful.
Now, real fast.
The people in stores,
Well,
look
hold
at
on.
Larry Higgins, bro.
The average comic book reader,
Yeah.
typically, I mean, maybe the average isn't accurate. Maybe the average now is mainly online. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about your guy who has his pull list. You know what I mean? He goes, he knows that he sees it advertised.
Yeah. But
He
how
know-
much money do you get from that?
Not a lot. 35%. By the way,
Am I going to target as a business? Am I going to target that dude that walks in
hold
there
on,
for 35 cents?
35%.
Percent cents?
But it
Percents?
but it is also it's a numbers game. It's not just
Oh, I
you
get
can't
that.
you
I
can't
get
look at
that.
it as like, oh, one sale. Is it really worth me making $1.50? It's like, well, what if that's one sale per comic book shop on the East Coast?
Yeah, but there's
Now
not a
you
lot of
have-
comic book shops.
Well, there's a decent amount. There's
Yeah.
a decent amount. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if the pros are you're able to get your book in front of an audience that typically doesn't either know about Kickstarter, as in like that's a place to go for indie books, or if he's primarily using comic book shops to buy his books.
Yeah.
Because if he's only using comic book shops to buy his books, which I'm sure there's a demographic out there that only does that,
Yeah.
how do you tap into that market?
You have to be big, man. Like the thing is that's like a side. It's almost like a side. I don't want to say side hustle, but it's like a small check on the side. If you are selling your book personally and you are out there promoting it and you got a show and you're making $70,000 to $100,000 a campaign and stuff like that, like that's the people with personality and pushing their books and being out there. Like that dude does not give a crap about going through massive publishing and getting his book into a store. Just to be honest,
No, a very popular person is not worried about distribution.
but you have to build yourself up to that
Yes.
point. So, like, as a small indie, I think, again, going back to how I feel like it's like the con, I feel like a small indie is like, man, this is how I'm going to be successful.
Well,
You're
yeah.
not.
Well,
you're
that's-
not going to be successful.
That's why
You-
when we talked about it, we did not discuss it as a way to success
yeah.
because that's not realistic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's not like
It's an avenue.
it's an avenue.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it worth tapping into a market that otherwise would be difficult for us to get
Yeah.
our books in front
It's
of?
like when Google Maps takes you down the wrong turn, a dirt road, and that's the avenue.
Exactly. That is the I couldn't think of a better analogy.
But you might, have a nice ride in that dirt road.
Exactly. Everyone's on board, right? We all understand what John's saying. Great
Analogy.
analogy.
But
So,
yeah, I don't know. That's just
but
me.
that's what I mean. Is that yes? I'm not looking at it as a get rich quick scheme of like, oh, sweet, we have our books in local comic book stores. We're set. By no means.
And I don't think we are, but most
people
creators
might think that. But that's where I'm saying like maybe this information is helpful. It's like this is what you're gonna have to pay. You have to distribute everything or you have to get everything to them. They are just the middleman that ships it out. So if that investment is worth it to you, go for it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No. But otherwise, I'm just saying I don't know if we're going to do it, if we're going to do, or if we're going to maybe test it. We talked about maybe putting some one shots on there, like Blossom and True Believer, or something like that, or maybe Our Monsters would be a cool one to put on there. So we'll look into it, but yeah, so that's that situation. I just don't know what's going to come of it, or if it's. I'm worried that the whole program isn't going to pick up enough traction for it to be worth it, and then that also is going to tank at some point, and then people put $5,000. You know what I mean? Like, here's a couple grand. Let me get my books into it, and not enough people did that, so now the program doesn't really sustain itself, and now.
This is a good segue into the floppies versus digital and what the future of comics is when it comes to that. Because, as we know, most people nowadays are all on their phones, and that's where they're getting all their information. So, I mean, look at Amazon taking over everything. It's all digital, sent straight to your door. Uber Eats, all the only places that really get good, foot traffic are places like food, right? Because people have to go out and eat. Just places where people can gather together and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
But I feel like the storefronts are just across America really struggling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I look at comic book shops and I'm like, man, look at how many have closed down. I don't think people. I think the old school. Old timers are really going in and buying their pull list, right? And younger, I'm not saying there's younger, but I'm saying the majority of people, if they're gonna learn about something, it's through the internet. And if they're on their phone, you have a digital book, that's how they're going to be able to read that right away. That the issue is if you're not into comics and you see that, what in the world would entice you to buy a digital copy? But again, that's getting into the weeds because they're not going to go to a comic book store either.
Yeah,
Unless they're in a town.
It's finding the demographic you want to tap into, I guess. Like, you know, but there's multiple demographics. There's the average comic book reader, there's the diehard comic book, there's the collector, there's the I just like books guy, there's the I'll read stuff, I'll do ebooks and stuff like that or audiobooks, and that's my only thing. So there's all these different demos that you're trying to figure out which one is worth investing into. I mean, I guess all of them are worth investing into, but I don't know what the return is. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, discourse. Thanks everyone so much for watching.
Oh, that's heavy.
I mean, I was kind of forcing it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. All we got for today. I appreciate everyone hanging out with us on another beautiful Friday.
Me too, man. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I don't really care.
Keep your fingers to yourself. Make sure you support indie creators and cool people that aren't creeps. And as John mentioned with the digital, and we need to plug this probably every video, our website is live. If you are interested in some of our books, go check it out. We got creator-owned comics, such as Orium by John Orozco. Issue 2 should be not coming out soon, but it's in production and it's going very well. And I've seen that's Robert.
He's got a nice beard.
Yeah. Anyway, and so it's going really well. Really excited about it. I think he's opening up this series well. Like, I'm excited for where it's going. It's more of a psychological horror now.
Mind-boggling.
It's pretty good. As well as True Believer. We got a handful of stuff. So go check us out on www.bentboxcomics.com. Link should be down in the description. And as always,
have a nice day.
Nope.
Hi.
What should YouTubers say at the end of a video?
Lick and Sagruba.
This isn't a baby bottle pop.
Like and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. There you go.
Share it too.
Yeah, share.
All
right, everybody.
Give it to somebody.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next Friday.
Bye-bye. Peace out.
Does things.
Obviously. Okay.
All right.
Uninvited. Allegedly uninvited.
Allegedly. Okay.
Yes. So, and they were pretty gross things like fingers and.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I wanted.
It's funny. We got the point when he walked in there when she was in the bath.
Hold on. It's funny how I really was like, well, give me details. And then the second the word finger came out of CJ, I'm like, I don't need any more words.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to say anymore. Believe me.
Well, tell me more.
If there's one thing you can learn from this, do not bite the hand that fingers you.
That's such a funny video.
It's ironic you say that because it's almost exactly what happened.
What?
Maybe we want details? I don't know now. All right.
Anyway,
so not a cool guy. Got it.